Welcome to Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? This is your go-to source for practical advice and support when considering if a divorce is the right answer for you. Join us each weekday for a quick chat where we'll uncover a variety of topics such as child custody, property division, and self-care. Together, we'll explore the emotional, financial, and legal aspects of divorce and help you find the best path forward for you and your family. Here is your host and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst Professional, Mike Fulkerson.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, Financial Advisor and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst Professional. And today we're going to go ahead and get into, kind of a tough topic, and that is what happens when, if your spouse, future ex-spouse, moves out, or perhaps you're the one moving out. In my case, I was the one who moved out. And so it's going to have quite a profound impact on the household, whether you do have kids or you don't have kids. It's still going to make a difference. And when we look at one spouse moving out, okay, and I know this is the beginning phase of considering a divorce, and whether or not you go through the process is, hopefully still up in the air. Like I say in a lot of videos, I'm not an advocate for divorce. I hope you're able to work things out and get to the happiness that you expect and want out of a relationship. But if you do go through the divorce process, then yes, there's going to be a splitting up of the household. And when you look at that aspect of things, it's a lot more difficult if you have kids. And when kids are involved, I always say, involve the kids. Hopefully you and your future ex-spouse can work together to get this all resolved and taken care of smoothly, and it goes well. But a lot of times, when I moved out, I wanted to involve the kids and get them into the whole moving out process and designing maybe their room or space in your new place if you're moving out, or giving them a little more say in their space when they're at home a little bit, because that's their comfort zone, because that's not changing. But it is hard. Whether you're the spouse moving out or you're the spouse staying, you're now both kind of like single parents. So there's going to be a lot more decisions, choices, and it can be something as simple as, what are you having for dinner? If that's not something you usually done in the marriage, then that'll be a new task and a new opportunity to explore things, but also set up some kind of routine. And when we look at the routine side of things, kids really do like routines. So if you do have kids involved, the goal would try to be to keep both households, the core fundamentals, say, similar. They'll never be the same. People don't think the same. Mom and dads don't think the same. So you're going to have some differences, but you can keep some of the core stuff very similar as well. And that's kind of like maybe homework time or bedtimes or, bedtime routine or after school routine or anything like that. Those kind of things can stay very close to the same no matter which house they're at. But in the end, kids do like routine. Now, let's say there are no kids involved. Well, you still have new routines. You can still do things and figure stuff out. I know when I got divorced and out of any other long-term relationships, shopping for one. If there's no kids, it's like, okay, how much do you get? It seems kind of straightforward and not that big of a deal, but there is a little thought that goes into it from that standpoint. So all in all, it's nothing like major or bad or anything like that. In the end, it has more to do with personal preferences and getting back to yourself. And heck, maybe you hadn't had a dish or dinner you like and that your ex didn't care for, so it's been some time. So you get all these new things back to you to get yourself centered and grounded. But in the end, when somebody's moving out or coming on, that's a big transition, and that's okay. You'll get through it, they'll get through it, everything will get set back up, and everyone will begin to move on. I'd like to thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? If you have any questions, I love helping people. So reach out, ask your questions, and I'll do what I can to assist at that stage. I hope you have a fantastic day.